Imagine a world where every student has a personal tutor available 24/7, one that understands their strengths, weaknesses, emotions, attention span, learning style, even their motivation level, and adapts in real time to help them succeed. That world isn't science fiction anymore. Welcome to the next frontier of education, AI-powered learning, where the classroom becomes limitless. Teachers are augmented by intelligent systems, and knowledge becomes a personalized journey instead of a standardized race. In this deep dive, we allow uncover how AI is transforming education at every level, from early childhood to corporate training. It's disrupting outdated models, empowering underprivileged learners, and raising profound questions about equity, ethics, and the very definition of intelligence. We'll also explore how AI will challenge traditional institutions, whether it will replace teachers, and what this future means for you, your children, and society as a whole. Let's begin by breaking the myth. Education has never been a one-size-fits-all experience, but for centuries, schools have treated it that way. Rows of desks, standardized tests, a single teacher managing 30 different minds, each with unique needs and rhythms. That model worked barely for the industrial age, but today's world demands something more agile, responsive, and enter artificial intelligence. AI in education isn't just about fancy robots teaching in classrooms. It's about intelligent algorithms analyzing massive data sets from students' answers, eye movement, engagement levels, typing speed, and voice tone to dynamically adapt content in real time. For instance, platforms like Khan Academy and Duolingo already use AI to personalize quizzes and recommend lessons based on your performance. But the future goes much deeper. AI-driven learning management systems can identify when a student is confused before the student even knows it. Through facial recognition, voice sentiment analysis, and keystroke patterns, these systems detect cognitive fatigue, frustration, or boredom and adjust content accordingly. This means a struggling student doesn't fall behind while waiting for help. Instead, AI proactively offers alternative explanations, videos, games, or real-world analogies. It's as if the software can sense your thoughts. Now, let's zoom out. Imagine this capability applied globally. In remote villages without teachers, AI tutors can teach children through smartphones. In refugee camps, language learning apps powered by natural language processing help displaced families integrate. In corporate boardrooms, AI curates customized reskilling paths for professionals facing job automation. Education, once bound by geography and resources, becomes a living ecosystem that evolves with each learner. But that's just the surface. AI also enables hyper-personalization through learning analytics. Every time a learner interacts with digital content, the AI captures microdata: what they clicked, how long they spent, where they struggled, where they succeeded. Over time, this data builds a cognitive profile more accurate than any test score. It understands not just what the student knows, but how they learned best: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, logical, and tunes future lessons accordingly. This isn't fantasy, it's happening now in AI classrooms in China, where students wear EEG headbands that monitor attention levels and transmit data to dashboards used by teachers and parents. Controversial, yes, but it reveals the raw power of AI to turn learning into a data-rich science. And when used ethically, this power could finally solve age-old problems: high dropout rates, academic anxiety, learning disabilities, and disengagement. Consider students with dyslexia or ADHD. Traditional classrooms often fail them. But AI tools like speech or emotion-aware feedback allow these students to thrive in environments tailored to their cognitive patterns. What once was a barrier becomes a gateway. But as we embrace this AI-powered future, we must ask, what happens to teachers? Will AI replace them? The short answer, no. The long answer, AI will redefine their role. Think of AI not as a replacement, but as an amplifier. Instead of spending hours grading or creating lesson plans, teachers use AI to automate those tasks and focus on what matters most: coaching, mentoring. AI can handle content delivery. Humans handle connection. In this model, teachers become learning architects, guiding students through custom-built educational journeys crafted by intelligent systems. But the transformation goes further. AI introduces new pedagogies entirely. Imagine game-based learning, where AI builds custom challenges to teach math through real-time multiplayer strategy games, or immersive VR history lessons where AI characters respond to student questions about ancient Rome, or AI storytelling engines that help students co-write novels or simulate ethical dilemmas from literature. This level of engagement wasn't possible before, but now, learning becomes active, participatory, and emotional, and the impact is measurable. Schools using AI tutors like Squirrel AI in China or Carnegie Learning in the US report increased student performance, higher engagement, and faster mastery. Even more impressively, these systems often close achievement gaps by lifting struggling students to average or above average levels. But this revolution isn't without risks. Data privacy is a ticking time bomb. AI education platforms collect enormous amounts of person-led behavioral, biometric, psychological. If misused, this data could be weaponized for surveillance, profiling, or manipulation. Without strict safeguards, the very tool meant to empower students could become a tool of control. There's also the danger of algorithmic bias. If AI systems are trained on biased data favoring certain cultures, dialects, or learning styles, they may systematically disadvantage others. Already, studies show that some facial recognition systems struggle to read darker skin tones or non-Western expressions accurately. Apply that to AI in classrooms, and the consequences could be catastrophic. To avoid these outcomes, transparency is critical. Parents, teachers, and students must understand how AI makes decisions. Regulators must enforce ethical standards, and AI systems must be designed not just by engineers, but by educators, psychologists. Another challenge: access. While AI promises equality, it risks deepening the digital divide. Wealthy schools can afford AI tutors, smart classrooms, and biometric devices. Poorer regions may fall further behind. The solution isn't to halt AI but to democratize it. Governments and tech companies must collaborate to provide open access platforms, low-cost hardware, and offline functionality to reach the underserved. Only then can AI truly become the great equalizer. Now let's shift to higher education. Universities worldwide are reimagining themselves as AI disrupts traditional degrees. Instead of four-year programs, imagine micro-credentials, stackable certificates, or AI-curated learning paths tailored to specific careers. Platforms like Coursera, edX, and Google Career Certificates are already leading this change using AI to match learners with in-demand skills and job market trends. Soon, employers may care less about your alma mater and more about your AI. In fact, AI itself may be your next professor. GPT-based tutors can already explain complex topics, answer nuanced questions, and offer personalized examples. Future versions will simulate Socratic dialogue, challenge your assumptions, and even develop emotional intelligence to support your mental health during learning. The boundaries between school, home, and work dissolve. Education becomes lifelong, continuous. But with all these breakthroughs, the biggest shift isn't technological, it's philosophical. For centuries, education was about memorizing facts. In an AI world where machines know everything, the purpose of education changes. It becomes about learning how to think, how to ask questions, how to collaborate, and how to adapt. The future belongs to those who can think creatively, ethically, and systemically, skills that no AI can replicate. This means the most powerful education systems will blend AI with humanity. They will teach not just STEM, but philosophy. Not just code, but compassion. Not just logic, but emotional literacy. AI can teach you the what and the how, but only humans can teach the why. That's where the soul of education lies. In a world of algorithms, purpose becomes the new curriculum. And finally, we must prepare for a world where students use AI to teach themselves. Already, children are using AI chatbots to learn math, write essays, or understand science. In the future, AI companions, smart, conversational, emotionally responsive, will act as lifelong learning partners. They'll grow with you, evolve with your interests, challenge your beliefs, and celebrate your growth. This isn't replacing school, it's extending it into every moment of life. The future of education is not confined to buildings or semesters. It's embedded into reality. Your car becomes a classroom. Your home assistant becomes a debate partner. Your video game becomes a lesson in ethics. You don't just learn, you live the learning. So as we stand on the edge of this frontier, the question isn't whether AI will transform education, it already is. The real question is, will we shape it with wisdom, equity, and empathy, or let it shape us blindly? Because this next chapter of human learning won't be written by machines. It will be written by those who dare to imagine an education system that sees every mind, adapts to every learner, and prepares us not just for jobs, but for life itself. That's the promise and the responsibility of AI-powered education.